What's up, guys? Johnny Con here, aka Not Such a Conqueror. Dude, I had some crazy ass Moloch inspired dreams for sure. I was feeling a little bit bummed out because I've been trying to uh do like a little quote unquote like scrying session with like a jinn sigil. If you guys have been following my videos, I haven't had wild results from that yet, but I'll tell you more about it at the end of the video. But anyways, so I'm all like, you know what? I haven't really had Moloch pop in for a minute. So what I did was I wrote down, I drew his sigil and I put it underneath my pillow. That will enable you to sometimes get like insights or dreams on the said sigil, right? Instant success. For one, whenever I tend to have like Moloch related dreams, there tends to be like an element of like video games for some reason. And I'm not like the only occultist that's had that. Like there's another couple of occultists I believe out there that also they associate video games with Moloch for some reason. But anyways, I had a dream I was in my house in Mexico, which I haven't been to in a minute, and it was kind of like dusty or whatever, right? Which is probably a sign that I need to go, get over there. And when I went over there into my house, into the room that I stay at in particular, because it's still like a family house, right? But it's still, it's like it belongs to me, right? But anyways, I went in and I saw like video games scattered on the floor, like video game cartridges, like N64 cartridges, Super Nintendo cartridges, and there was like a Nintendo 64, right? I'm all like, that's weird. I don't remember having a Nintendo 64, but all right, cool, fuck it, right? Um, and there was like some other people in my house, and it's like my dad was there, and I went to this shelf where I have like my movies, right? Like a collection of movies, and I couldn't find them. I'm like, what the fuck, right? I told my dad, I'm all like, this isn't right, like someone's stealing from us or whatever. Some other details about the dream. It was like night outside. It was cool, man. Like I like the details of it. But long story short, I think the message here is to like not trust too much, even if it's family. Okay. Now, dream number two. See, this is interesting because I was looking for advice when I was trying to use the jinn ritual, the jinn sigil. Moloch already told me a lot in two dreams. All right, it's not. I'm not saying that like, oh, like he's better or anything. I'm just saying, um, I basically had a dream that I was gonna play a show. Like I'm a musician. That's what I do, right? I like to play at shows, and it's like I had backup people with me, backup bassist, backup drummer, and I'm trying to like. Well, I see the promoter and I tell her, thank you for giving us a shot. There was nothing malicious about the promoter. There was nothing like sketchy. I'm more like, you know what? Thank you for giving us the opportunity. Cool. So I'm setting up, and I notice the people that are supposed to play with me are like very fucking slow. And I told one of them, I'm like, hurry up, like we gotta play. She's all like, don't tell me to hurry up. I'm like, oh shit. So anyways, I noticed that after a while, like certain people like basically leave the dream. And I go somewhere to like I don't know what I had to do, but I basically went inside. We were like outside, so I went inside, and I remember kind of like I had the sensation of like going insane. I had for some reason Sid Barrett popped into my head, the founder of Pink Floyd, who himself went kind of insane, right? Um, and I had the sensation that I was going kind of like, like a little insane, a little crazy, right? And I'm all like, no, like fuck it, like I'm gonna fight through it, right? So I go back there, and there was only like one person left to play the show. I don't know what happened after. I ended up waking up. The next thing was very interesting. Hang on. what happened was this was kind of like between half waking and half dreaming. But long story short, in my vision, it was kind of like where I sleep at night, but not quite. Like it's the same room, but it isn't, because I don't have an open space on my right. I don't know why. It's not the first time. Before, when I try to call on Moloch, um, for some reason he likes to like pick up my legs or something. Like I don't know why. And I talked to a friend, and he's told me the same thing, that for some reason like spirits have tried to do that to him sometimes. And I kind of felt like he was kind of like I kind of felt like I was like floating. I'm all like, is he trying to like take me off the bed or something? Except this time I didn't freak out. Um, I was kind of making like playful, like kind of like like gestures with my hand, kind of like, hey, what's up, right? Like like I rock with you, right? And and then I kind of like focused on the face, and I could almost swear that I saw something like bull, like like with like red eyes or something. That was cool, man. Like I didn't feel any like animosity or danger. This isn't for everybody. People are gonna be all like, "Aren't you scared? Like, why don't you try Jesus?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up. You can be like a fucking loyal Jehovah, fucking Yahweh follower for 80 years. You won't see shit like I do. Whatever, different strokes, right? That's cool. If you're into that, that's more power to you. But anyways, as far as the gin stuff goes, I have an Arab friend on here who was telling me my Arab writing is not that far off. Okay, now there's a couple of things we can do here as far as the Arab sigil goes. You don't just give up, especially with like this kind of like jinn magic that I was talking about a couple of videos prior. This kind of magic is a kind of magic where you have to recite shit like thousands of times. Okay, so we can run a diagnostic here. All right, we can maybe petition a jinn king. We can try powering up the sigil. Um, we can try maybe reciting the Urilla text, or maybe even asking help from Lilith or something. Can you point me in the right direction? But long story short, basically the answers that I was looking for, you know, um, I basically had them last night. When I did it with the Moloch sigil. But anyways, this is also another good place to start here. Practical jinn magic. And this one has like a little bit more guardrails. As I've said before, you don't have to go all by the book. You don't have to just do the petitions that are listed in here. Look at each jinn king and see what each of them is like specializes in, and do your own custom petitions. Usually, when I work with the jinn, particularly the Tuesday one, because that one's like for baneful purposes. It's like I have dreams of like missile strikes, like like 3 times out of 4, I'll dream of like missile strikes for some reason. But anyways, yeah, man, that was a cool dream. I'm probably gonna add it on my on the book that I'm working on. I'm working on a book where I'm listing like things that I do and the dreams that I have after. It's almost like a dream kind of book. Yes, it is gonna have like some rituals or whatever, but it's kind of like almost like a workbook. Like you found like Frankenstein's notes or something. Like you're reading like the Frankenstein book, like diary or whatever. But yeah, man. Anyways, this is Johnny Khan, aka Nasty Conquer. Be sure to add me on IG under Johnny Khan, and check out my music on Spotify under Johnny Khan. All right, peace.